What time is it?
20 of 10.
Okay, good.
There's only 3 of us. We'll be faster.
Yeah. Well, no, I got a lot of stuff.
Hi, and welcome to Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. We are coming to you with episode 54.
Oh, I'm glad you counted. I remember. As soon as you said we're coming to you with episode, I was like,
do we know? And actually, if you're a regular watcher, you'll see that one of our usual number is missing. Jen is on vacation on the Cape, in Cape Cod right now, and I'm sure she'll be sending Amanda a little video.
Yay.
I did just text her and say,
hi, Jen.
Jen, we miss you, and don't forget to send your video to Amanda. So anyway, we are here. It is day 3 of a heat wave here. Oh, we should introduce ourselves.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Kathleen.
I'm Haley.
And
this podcast is all about knitting,
crochet,
a little spinning sometimes, a little weaving sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Jen's at the Cape. Sometimes when she's from home, you'll see the spinning.
Weaving.
That's true.
Weaving.
So there may be spinning in this episode. She may have brought spinning with her.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Or the big, I don't know what that's
her needle point.
Oh, the needle
Yes,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So all
basically,
yarny things.
Anything you can do with yarn,
Yep.
we're all about it.
Yeah.
Just
Sometimes
looking at
pom-poms.
it. Just looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the yarn itself, and the tools that make it more fun to play with yarn. All of that. Since we're a store.
Our projects.
Yes, but we love to share with you what we're doing, hear about what you're doing, and yeah, that's kind of our
what we
thing.
do.
That's what we do, and
We do.
We want to welcome. We've had a pretty big influx, I would say, of new subscribers, which is lovely. If you're watching for the first time, please consider subscribing. We hope you like the video. We hope you'll comment on the video. We do love to hear.
We love reading the comments.
We
It's so
do.
fun.
Yeah.
We do.
So we do these every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Where we talk about our projects, like we said, things that are new in store, stuff around Montclair, New Jersey, if you happen to be coming through, or if you're local to us. I'm trying to improve our library of techniques videos.
We have ideas of tutorial. I have a
We have a
note
lot
in
of
my
ideas.
phone.
We have
of
more ideas than we have
tutorials to
time.
record.
Always.
Yes, always trying to schedule. I mean, we have this now as our recording day, but it's still herding cats for 4 people, and 2 of us are in the same household, and it's still.
Yeah. Actually, maybe, I don't know, Haley and I both have a couple of things, so maybe next week at this time we can tape each other. One of the things I want to do is Haley doing her beautiful hand wound yarn balls.
Yes, that's one tutorial.
That's one we want to do because it's such a fun thing to do, and they're pretty, and it's a great thing to do if you don't quite have the focus to knit, but you just need to kind of calm down and relax with something. Yeah. Knit or crochet.
That's even more. Monotonous has a negative connotation, but monotonous in a good way.
Well, it's meditative.
Yeah. Meditative is the word I think. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then I am the captain of Team Magic Loop at the store. I was thinking that we need to get those too.
Oh, you know me.
DPN.
Team DPN.
So
good. We have a whole range.
We've got the whole range, and Jen is also Team DPN. But I want to do a little Magic Loop tutorial because I feel like I do have a good way of teaching it. I've been teaching it for so long. It's just my go-to, default for any kind of.
It's more than a go-to. It's
it's my
nothing
exclusive.
else.
Yeah, actually, one of the things that's going on outside of Yarnia right now that we're involved in, or Haley and I are involved in, is the Crazy Sock Ladies Summer Sock Camp. In fact, Haley had her VIP camper session yesterday.
Yay, I met new friends.
She did. She met new Yarny friends.
Hi, everybody.
If you don't know what that is, I'll put a link down below.
Yes.
It's another YouTuber, podcaster.
Mm-hmm. Who's all about the socks.
All about
summer
the socks.
knit along.
And has definitely given me a lot of sock inspiration, which I did not have. Exactly. Total sockspiration. I did not have before we started watching Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady.
Oh, we're obsessed.
Yes.
We went.
We have liked and subscribed, so we get the notification her podcast is up. And so and same with Nitty Natty, whose Sock Week is coming up very soon.
Yes, in July.
Yes. I
Which
have to order.
Her Sock Week coincides with Shark Week, and she does a challenge.
I just got that.
Yeah.
So all of the sponsor stuff is shark themed yarn.
I have to order the baby shark project bag.
It's so fun. There was one I wanted to get, but it's sold out.
She needs to have a little.
Oh
yes.
Yes, have you seen? There's if it's in my saved projects. I'll show. We can throw a picture here if I find it. There's those socks that look like animals eating your foot.
Oh,
the
yes.
alligator.
Yes.
The shark.
Oh,
We should
yes.
have- Yes.
Maybe you'll have to make that.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And she said she wanted
would check
to
off some
insert
boxes.
that would check
That
off
would.
one. That would be unique construction
Yarnia's
there.
sock bingo.
Yes.
And
we
so
have-
we also, because we went sock crazy, we have our own
Sock
sock
bingo.
knit along, sock
Yeah.
bingo.
But unlike a lot of the sock stuff going on now, which is sort of restricted to a week or a month or the summer,
This is
I don't have
The
the
long
time
haul.
to. Yes. This is the leisurely sock trip.
Yes.
and it's like motivational to keep you going, to do like to finish the second socks that you hadn't started after
Yeah,
years, you know,
definitely.
like
Yeah.
finish up and try something new.
Yeah, because I cannot commit to doing anything
Speedy. Yeah.
speedy. Yeah,
We
seriously.
got lots.
I mean, some
to
weeks,
live.
some months I do a sock in 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
sometimes it takes me a month and a half to do a pair of socks. It just
Yeah.
depends on what else I've got on the needles and other
Exactly.
priorities in life.
Yep.
But if you tell me you've got 6 months or 7 months, like ours is 7 months,
It ends
Yeah.
December 31st.
right? 1 month down,
2021.
6 months to go. I'm like, I
can
can
do
totally,
that.
I
Yeah,
can
I can
achieve
do
this. So.
Yeah, so actually you definitely should throw in a picture of the board.
Our-
Yeah, our board.
So basically the way anyone can play, all you have to do
Anyone
is...
and everyone.
Yes. All you have to do is download the board from our website, which is shopyarnia.com. Go there. You can type bingo in the search box and that will take you to it. You can go to our blog. Right now, the most recent blog post is about sock bingo,
Right.
and you can get a link to
The link's in there
it
twice.
from there. And basically, all you need to do you're purchasing it, but it's free. So
it's-
you just
yeah.
need to, create an
Put it in your
account.
cart and go through the checkout process, just like if you were purchasing something, but the dollars are free.
$0,
There's no shipping. The whole process recognizes that, hey, this is $0.
Yeah.
Great.
It doesn't
and
ask
then-
you to put in anything, right? Like
No.
No.
Yeah.
And if you have an account on our store, then that saves that download too in your account. So all of your digital
Oh, nice.
downloads.
Yeah.
So as
even know that.
as we release more digital downloads,
more you
Cool.
those will be available. That'll be like your hub for all of Yarnia digital downloads.
Very nice. That's a very nice feature. I did not know that. Cool. So, and then basically you'll get an email with a link to it, and you just download the PDF. Page 1 is your bingo board. Everyone gets the same bingo board to start. Page 2 is the detailed rules. Nothing too crazy, and I'm amazed we haven't had too many questions on them. I've gotten
no.
a couple of pretty minor clarifying
We tried
questions.
to think about
But
we tried to brainstorm.
I do
what
feel
are
like that's
questions
my
that
kind
would
of-
have
We've had
happened?
dozens of downloads.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if you're watching
Oh
them
yeah,
come through.
I am absolutely.
Like-
I archive them every day.
Yeah.
Like all those emails. Yeah.
Dozens.
Yeah,
So,
so-
there's a lot of people playing along.
And everywhere. Lots of people in the U.S. Lots of people in Canada. Somebody in New Zealand. Somebody in the U.K. Somebody in France. I think.
Oh,
I've seen
fun.
a lot of interesting addresses. So yay, we're excited. People are playing along. We are doing monthly prizes, and actually, I posted on Instagram the other day, reminding people. Basically, we're doing drawings both from people on Instagram and people who post on Ravelry, and you don't even have to have a finished project, a finished
Right.
sock to do it. We just want to see your progress pictures.
Yeah, it's just a
Because
post
that is part of
using
the
the
fun.
hashtag on Instagram.
And if you forget the hashtag, it's at the bottom of the bingo board.
Exactly.
Right here.
Yarnia sock bingo
Yeah.
Ta-da.
all together. So so it's been really fun, and what I don't know, because I love to color code everything. And obviously we are not
And then I was
eligible for
inspired
prizes.
by you. So, yeah.
We're not eligible for prizes, nor are our employees, but we want everyone to play along, and people are playing along, which is
I
great.
like the community the most about Knit Along.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
It's the best.
So I'll show you my first finished sock soon, but basically anything checked off in the dark green is based on this sock. The things checked off in the yellow, which you may or may not be able to see from here, are for the in-progress socks.
I'll take a picture of all of our bingo boards.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I want to color mine though, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll color in the line.
So basically, in order to eventually qualify for the big drawing, you need to get a sock bingo, which is to complete a line either across, up and down, or diagonal, with techniques used in your socks, and put in a picture of 5 completed socks that you cast on June 1 or later. So it can be 2 pairs of socks and 1 extra. It can be 5 individual socks. So like Amanda was saying, it's the perfect thing. If you suffer from second sock syndrome and you've got some socks waiting for their partners, go ahead. This is such a great way to kind of get those done and qualify for prizes from us as well.
Yeah, I noticed, I think, I did the first draft of the board, I think, and then you guys edited it. Mm-hmm. And I'm noticing that someone put a magic loop method up here, which is in my line I need for bingo.
Yes.
That I think was a sneaky...
I just was trying to mix it up, so we're trying to make it so that and that's the other thing, you cannot get a bingo with only one sock. You need at least 2 different socks for your bingo to count. So you may actually, we did try to mix it up so that it would be unlikely that one row would come from one sock.
Actually, but I didn't fill in my DPNs one.
Yeah, I've been looking at the DPNs.
DPNs for if you downloaded a bingo card and you don't know what DPN means, that's double pointed needles. Those are my faves. So you'll see those in a little bit.
And actually this was one of the questions somebody did ask. Do flexi flips count as DPNs? And my answer is yes. To me, they are flexible DPNs. So they are truly double pointed needles. So
yes, they are.
They have 2 ends.
And we
They have
don't
2 points.
well, and we don't have another category that they fit in, and they are a very common way for people to make socks.
Yeah.
So they totally fall under that.
So now my progress is up this
Yeah, I know.
this right side, but I've got to do magic loop. Maybe I'll do that for my heavier DK weight. I've done magic loop socks multiple times before.
Well, yeah, to finish
just
my
not my
board, I
comfort
have to
zone.
do a DPN, don't I? They poke me.
You don't have to. You could do this one. I've got
But
everything.
I want to finish the board. I want to complete the board.
Oh, I'm not going to
I have
complete
to
the
do
board.
9-inch circular.
I have to do lace.
I tanked a row and a half on her 9-inch circulars the other day. Practically killed me.
So we're all going to. I want to finish the board too.
We're
but
stretching out our comfort zone.
we are, and that's part of the point.
Yeah,
it is,
exactly.
it is.
I've been saying I want to do colorwork socks for years.
Yeah,
Me
and
too, and that's the one.
Argyle ones count for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
They're
that's
totally
colorwork.
colorwork.
That's colorwork.
That's one that when I do color work, which I will also do, I have a pair that were in. At that point, it's now Modern Daily Knitting. Then it was Mason Dixon Knitting, their last big March Madness that they did.
Oh, right,
Because
yes.
last year's wasn't really the same way.
The
So it was
one with
2019, I guess.
I think it was 2020 because we were home.
Oh, it would have been
together.
2020. Yeah.
Because it was the one with the slippers that there was like a big chunky slipper pattern, and it wasn't a bad pattern. I just thought no one would vote for it. Like, it was really cute, but I was like, oh, no one's gonna vote for that. So I
Haley kept voting for
and
it.
it was
It won.
the winner.
After all these rounds, I mean, obviously other people.
I'll have to put a picture in here.
It was
Yeah, you thought it was
it looked
cute.
so comfy.
But one
the
of
dark horse winner.
Yeah. One of the
MDK.
designs that I put in my Ravelry faves from that was a colorwork sock that is to
And-
me the classic. It's so cute. It's like the I think the cuff and the toe are contrasting, but instead of the contrasting color ending right there, they extend a little further, and
it's
there's like a line of snowflakes joining
Yeah.
the two.
How
And
cool.
that's we'll have to figure out what the name of that pattern is.
Wasn't Seisha's pattern in that
Yes,
one?
yes,
She was. Which was it? The tampon?
Sorry, Willow Moon.
No,
The Willow Moon.
Willow Moon Cow was in that. Yep, and she advanced around her too. So here we go again.
All right.
Do you need
No
water?
milk in my coffee, but
Yeah.
I'm coughing.
Oh,
Maybe
I thought you were going to
coffee.
say we digress again.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yes,
do
we
digress.
digress.
Yes, last
Yeah, that-
episode we titled our memoir.
Yeah, that well, I think it should be our subtitle. But
What would be the
Since we're
title?
talking about socks, I'll go to a little bit of new. Oh, and you can talk about those too, right? A little bit of what's new in store. I'm super excited. Arne and Carlos put out their new line of Regiga design.
They look,
line.
and if we watched
we watched
their
that video,
that they,
the inspiration.
they look
so beautiful.
pretty.
The
I
inspiration
wanted to
video
make all
is
of that.
up. We
You should
have,
link to that.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
We have all the colors in the Lofoten design line with designs inspired by Lofoten, which is a beautiful town in Norway, right? Yeah.
Is it a town or is it an island? I think it might even be an island.
I don't
No, I don't think it's a
It is just a town. Okay.
town.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Because
thought
they did
there
go
was
to
a bridge.
Svalbard too.
in the middle of it. Yeah.
But anyway, they're beautiful, and watch the inspiration.
I love these.
They're beautiful on their own, but once you watch the inspiration video, you'd be like,
Exactly.
yes.
We can link the inspiration video, and they did show the colors knit up too.
Yes.
And they looked so pretty there, because they almost don't.
I love this one.
They show the pattern on the ball band, but it doesn't look like quite as vibrant as in their video.
Right.
So watch their video, because it made me want to.
And I think all of them have the
everything
same pattern.
Yeah, I think it's the same
the ball
missing pattern, and it's just different colorways.
Right.
Yeah, that's
on
what
the
the
ball
ball
band,
bands show
they
different
all have
things. So
Oh,
one
interesting.
pattern.
we are not the designers of that, so we cannot confirm.
That is true.
But
I feel like it's this one.
I would recommend
It's on
watching
the
the
ball
video
band.
Yeah.
because
But
that really showcases.
That is so funny.
right?
Because sometimes they actually show the individual
Exactly.
yarn.
I noticed
On the Tutti Fruities, it does, because
Yeah.
you would want to know what it looked
But
like.
even previous Reggies that
Yes,
we've
they
had too, so.
So I don't know. But
They picked one that's neutral enough that it almost could be. It's like, but anyway.
But we'll link the
watch
video before. Watch the video. These will be up on our website by the time this video comes out. Minus maybe one for me. Because I think
Oh, and we've got a lot. We've got a
Right.
full
Oh,
bag
yeah,
of every
yeah.
color. And these, I don't remember if these are bags of 5 or 10, but anyway, we
think
they sell well, we'll reorder.
I think I might
Yes.
snag the Midnight Sun.
we can. These are really great.
True,
these
very
do
true.
sell out.
Yes, that is a good
but
point.
I got these as soon as they came out because I'm an Arne fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is what I'm also new up on our website is I'm going to host a knit along, sort of a knit along inside a knit along, right? To the extent that Sock Bingo is a knit along, big knit along.
Right.
I'm doing a, what do they call that when you have a story within a story?
A story within a story.
There's a term
Is
for
there
that.
another?
Is it
Jen
a
would know.
nesting doll type of thing?
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm doing a knit along within a knit along.
Inception.
Exactly.
Knitception.
That we had. I had mentioned earlier this year that I was going to do a knit along the way that I hosted the Franca and the Garden State in the past, right? Where it's like scheduled Zoom for an hour and a half, sort of to get you started. It's not a class per se, results not guaranteed. But I'll show you what I do. We can all start together. You know, I send weekly updates. Then
I can hop in on that too.
Yeah.
I would, but that's going to be my orientation time, so I'll try.
But we're starting that at the beginning of August. So the month of August, I'm going to be knitting a plain vanilla sock. I'm going to be knitting Helen Stewart's plain vanilla sock, or Simply Curious sock, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be knitting that in August. We'll cast on August 2nd. We'll turn a heel on August 16th, which is my birthday. And we will do heel or toe decreases on August 30th.
That's so perfect. I love that. Yeah.
Fun.
And so for Franca and Garden State, we've had Zoom sessions for an hour and a half in the evening on Mondays. Those are Mondays. Monday's good for me. But I think we might do in store.
That's what I was thinking. I could do. We could even make it part of Knit Night. I could do the in-store part of it.
Yeah.
And if it's the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th, or the Mondays, then maybe on those Wednesdays, I run through the parts.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, I
was thinking about being in store though, because and simultaneously being on Zoom and having my arm up.
Yes.
There you go.
Like my phone like in. And an earbud in so I can hear the Zoom people, but like it's not too much chatter. We'll see.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like a midway through tutorial-esque, walkthrough.
Well, like live tutorial kind of where you can ask questions.
Basically, it's like a live tutorial.
So if you hadn't,
I like that.
If you hadn't heard about Sock Bingo until August,
right,
you can still join. You can join December 30th if you want.
Yes, with your New Year's cast-on.
Yeah, if you did 5 socks in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that would be more than a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, I did 1 sock in about 20 hours, right?
Yeah, that was really crazy.
So yeah.
But anyway, so that's coming. That's my
I like it.
simple sock vanilla.
So fun.
All right.
And that's but I think I'm gonna use one of these because these would be perfect for vanilla socks.
Right,
These
exactly.
really showcase the best.
Yeah.
I have knit these in 3x1 rib, but the rib does interrupt the pattern a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think it's really going to look great in that.
Yeah, that's fun, definitely.
Maybe I'll do something other than green.
Yeah.
All right.
There are a lot of good choices. There
I
are.
know.
Actually, I could see you with that one also.
That one, I think
I
that
totally-
one is the
yes,
Midnight Sun one.
that has
This
the
one-
Amanda flair
it
to me.
does have
Yes.
So we'll see. I haven't watched the inspiration video. It came up on my feed.
I would definitely
but
watch it. It's
Yeah,
not even that long. It's
I
really,
watched their
really pretty.
inspiration for their other sock lines, which were just spectacular. Oh,
Yeah.
It does change the way you look at the pattern.
Oh yeah.
For
So,
sure.
Anyway, all right, cool.
All right, so we've digressed a little.
Let's go into
On good stuff.
projects, shall we?
Yeah, shall we
Yeah,
go
let's
into
talk about
finished
projects.
objects?
Sure. I don't have any finished object. Well, the finished object I have, I didn't bring, so I finished.
You'll show it next time.
Mew, but I'll bring him next time.
Yeah.
So is it sock time?
It's sock
Like,
time.
don't have any other.
Yeah,
finished-
I have one finished object, or well, two, but it's one
sock
project
time.
since last time, and they are the Sock Camp Picnic socks.
Yeah.
I love the color combo that you did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with it.
It really changes the color.
Should I?
Like,
Do you want me to bring it up?
Oh, sure. Thank you. And I've got my little
Here
Team
I come.
Cuff Down
We have
progress.
the second one now. Ta-da!
So this was a deep stash of mine. The main color. It was a Woodland Vine yarn that I got at a trunk show.
Wow.
That we went to together, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was way back when, before there was a Yarnia. And the heels and toes are
Oh, I'm
knitted
blurry.
with gumballs and wild orchid.
Oh, it's perfect. And you
So-
have another. Is that a whip?
That's a whip. Mhm.
Are they brought today?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about the heel?
Oh, why don't you talk about the heels since you came
can
up
I
with
put
it?
them on?
Oh yeah, can Haley use borrow your sock blocker?
Me unprepared as always.
No, you're usually very prepared.
I should have.
I like to
Okay,
think
the
I'm
sock blocker.
prepared, but
I only
I
brought
think you're
one sock
pretty
blocker because
prepared.
I only finished one sock.
so I'll tell you a little bit about this, and then we'll do the heel as well.
Yeah, so this
So,
is the
love
same
this.
pattern.
This is the same pattern. So this is Kay's of the Crazy Sock Ladies
Sock Camp
sock
Picnic.
camp picnic pattern that she designed for her knit along, the summer sock camp knit along, and it looks like gingham, like picnic blanket.
Yeah,
there we go.
seersuckery.
That's a good color.
Which
I
is,
love
it's so
it.
interesting how
It's
the
so
Helen
cute.
Stewart, they both had sort of the same inspiration, but I like that they took it in two different directions.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
both
No,
are
it's so
really
fun. It's so
evocative.
cute. I know,
Oh, but
it's so-
don't forget to talk about the heel.
No, yeah. So here's the heel. You saw. Ta-da! Here it is.
So say what's special about the heel.
So typically, in a sock pattern that is like any vanilla sock or just a sock, socks, knitted socks. There you go. The poison for Cusco.
What?
That's from the Emperor's New Groove.
Okay.
I'll show you the video.
Okay. I've seen it. I've seen it multiple
So
times. Love that movie.
it's a 1x1 slip stitch heel.
Yes.
But that hurts my fingies.
That's what I have.
So I did a 2x2 slip stitch heel where I slipped 2 and then knit 2 and then slip 2, and it created
And
a really cute.
Yeah, it echoes that. Well,
Yeah, so I
Haley,
continued along the columns, you can
Yes.
say. It actually shows better. It shows the columns better off of the
Oh
the
yeah.
blocker. So we'll throw in like another picture
Yeah,
of
we'll
all
get
the
some
pairs together. But yeah, I love it, and it's even more squishy. As much
It
as
is. It really is. Yeah.
It's got the squish factor, which I don't plan usually to wear when I make socks. I'm like, I'll just wear them with my Birks. But if you are interested in wearing inside shoes,
Yeah.
that would be sturdy for you.
And Haley did hers first, and I loved the way it looked, so I used the same technique on mine. I
Yeah.
did a 2x2
This
slip
2x2?
stitch. Yeah. So see the way it really follows the column of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
so I slipped under where the little cable was.
Did you mention it on your
So-
thing yesterday that you did the 2x2?
No, I didn't get to. But I'll tell you guys here. So basically,
Look at this, but like it creates. This is the slip stitch, and then this has like
Yeah.
a little mini column.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going
yeah.
through. I love
It's
this
so fun.
pattern.
It's really fun. Yeah.
I did something.
It looks like corduroy. That's what it looks
Yes, it
Oh,
does.
it
It's like
does.
wide and thin whale corduroy.
Yes.
Cool.
So the way these came out to me, we haven't had the chance to take pictures at the location
Oh,
that I
right,
am to
right.
mention. But I think they look like, so this I mentioned last time, the yarn is from Socrates. It's from
Perfect blend.
The Perfect Blend, another local yarn store, and it looks like wisteria to me.
Yeah.
It does.
And then the pink, it looks like the wisteria on the columns at Van Vleck in town.
Yes, it
and so I'm
does.
so excited to take pictures.
So yours is more like, it's like wisteria buds, and then mine is like full bloom crazy wisteria.
Yeah, they are. That's so true. And so since I am
And that
the
was
way I am,
not planned at all.
No,
we just both had
so
yarn
pretty.
that we thought would work with this pattern.
since I am the way I am, I like to just do stocking knit. And I was like, I don't want to do the cables anymore. So I stopped at 3 repeats after the heel turn
On the
first sock of the foot of the first sock. And I did some more pearl garter ridges, and then I
Stopped even
earlier on the second one. But I think it looks like
It's kind of fun.
it looks like wisteria, I just love it. So
Yeah, it is interesting. Sometimes with these kind of yarns, like I did like it in the pattern. I like the speckling in the pattern, but I like the bottom of the foot even more.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, the plain vanilla.
How about the plain vanilla with pattern yarn or variegated?
Yeah, I know.
So those are sock.
Yeah, so
Faux
those are
number
sock foes. Yes.
And
Wait, do you have more sock toes?
I have more sock bows. I'm keeping up my pace
Yes.
of one a week, a pair a week. But
That's
keep
true,
in
it's been
mind,
2 weeks.
So
I
jealous.
don't have a full-time job. I have jobs, but they're different hours. So,
and they're part time.
yes, both of them together.
You don't have 2 jobs and 7 kids?
Exactly. I don't have 2 jobs and 7 kids. I don't have 2 companies. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, I had something.
I want more knitting time.
One last thing to
Less
say
jobs,
about this.
same amount of kids.
There was one more thing I wanted to say about that. I don't know. It's gone. The thought is
That's
gone.
okay. But you've got other socks. Oh yeah.
Oh, my
my
thought is
goodness.
back. My thought is back.
Speaking of kids,
Yes.
Teddy is pulling up and cruising.
Oh my goodness.
He just learned how
That
to
is
do
so
that.
early.
Oh my
Wow.
He's so cute.
You want to try to
how
put
he
yours on?
Struggles up. And he's like,
Oh boy,
Oh
that is.
my
I love that.
God, so
They
cute.
feel such a sense of freedom when they can do
I
that.
know. Oh,
Haley was
go.
a cruiser for a long time. We
Really?
used to go around the coffee table, around and around and around.
he's so funny.
In the other house.
It's interesting, like how.
Yeah, does not fit.
It's okay. You can see it.
It's interesting, like how independent my other kids have been, and then Teddy's my COVID baby. Not like COVID.
Right, but just he was born during the
Quarantine.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Pandemic
he's
baby.
always been around me.
Yes.
And he
He hasn't
has
had the-
separation anxiety so much more than any of the other kids ever have.
Makes sense.
If
yeah.
I walk in the room and I don't pick him up, he's like, "Whoa!"
Oh boy.
baby. So, but yeah, he's super cute.
Yeah.
Maybe
he's
I'll
so
put
cute.
I put a video in of him last time.
Yes.
He's growing so much.
He
It's at
is.
the end of the last video.
He's changing
but-
a lot. Yeah.
I feel like I should capture his cruisiness too. So stay
Let's
tuned
see.
till the end of this video.
Stay tuned. So here is
Those are really
my other pair.
And you do need to weave in your ends, but
Yes,
it's
so
okay.
that was the thought that I remembered. I am, since it is the way I am, I don't like to do things when the time is convenient. So, I could just do things right there and then it would be done, but my brain says, no.
You don't need to do that now.
So, instead, I was like, aha, I will start weaving in my ends first thing at knit night
That-
to force
that's a
myself
good
to do
idea.
it.
That's
so
a good
before
idea.
It's a
before I'm
great
allowed
time.
to, before I allow myself to
Work
work
on
on a
another
project,
project.
just weave in the sock ends.
That's a
And
good
then we're all
idea.
good.
That's fine. Yeah.
Because
So-
then it takes 15 minutes max.
Oh,
And, well, with color changes and stuff, so.
oh yeah.
So, that was my other thought that I remembered.
That's a very good idea. I like that.
Yeah, knit night is great for weaving in ends because you can't mess it up.
Yeah,
And you're not
exactly.
bored
And it's fun if you get
doing the
interrupted
weaving
Right,
in it,
because
you
it's
know?
it's little bits of things
Yeah.
anyway. I like that.
I
That
do
is
that
a really
frequently
good.
on
That's my
knit
thought.
night.
Yeah.
I think what
Very-
did I
very
just
good.
have? I had a lot of ends on something that I wove in recently on knit night. I forget what it was.
So you're probably gonna be home for knit night tonight because
Oh, I think
Yes.
my Demyaka Lopa.
yes,
yeah.
there were a lot of ends on that.
There were a lot of ends.
Yes.
Cool.
Because Mr. Jean is being discharged from Le Hospital after his knee surgery. Went well.
Which went well. Yay.
Yay.
He's
the only channel he's been able to watch on the TV is Phineas and Ferb. So he's been watching Phineas and Ferb for 2 days.
I could
But
totally
you know what?
watch
I really
Phineas and Ferb all day long.
Wimbledon is on now too.
But
Summer
the
vacation.
TV only had like soccer, baseball, and basketball. It didn't have the hockey. It didn't have the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, that's so weird.
That's
I know.
bizarre.
Yeah.
So Phineas and Ferb it is. So here's
watch a lot of
my
Phineas.
other faux. I almost said whip. Is my second installment of the fruit sock collection.
Love it. And this color is
Kiwi.
I
so
love the
cute.
kiwi.
So cute. And are my socks going to be next? Or-
So the problem is now I've done 2 of these.
Oh
in a
yeah,
row,
you need to
and
take
I
a
want to
break
break
from the
up
cotton.
the stripe cotton.
Yeah, it's too much the same.
Yes.
And there's so many things you want to make.
But I am breaking it up with crochet socks, which I didn't get to start. But next episode, hopefully they'll be done. Maybe.
For sure. For sure.
But yeah. So that's what I'm breaking it up as. But yes.
And maybe now Jen will have a finished object that Amanda can pop in a picture of or her video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am Jen. I am coming to you from Cape Cod. Normally, I would try to put the pond at our house in the background, but the backlight is a little crazy. So you can kind of see reflection there, and I'll do a little quick turnaround so you can see. Look how pretty it is. Hopefully you can actually see that and didn't get super dizzy from me doing the computer. Anyway, unfortunately, I am not able to podcast with the rest of the crew back in Montclair this week. We're on vacation. But I figured at the very least I would podcast on the same day. Plus my hair is clean, so I got to take advantage of that because that doesn't happen very often on vacation. Thank you guys so much for all of your comments on the previous video. That was super awesome. I know we all love hearing what you guys have to say and all kinds of cool stuff. I'm super excited for Sock Bingo, by the way. I still don't know where I put the sock that I was working on for Ollie in like March. It's somewhere in my house. I'm just not sure exactly where in my house. So I think that might just mean that I need to start a new one. I did bring a whole bunch of stuff up to the Cape to work on. I haven't done a ton yet just because the weather's been beautiful and insanely hot for the Cape, which is like 80s. And yeah, so I'm working on that. So let me get into what I have with me. So the first thing I have with me in my Black Pearl Magic bag are my headphones, but is the Aliso Creek top. So it is currently untethered from a ball because I finished up one ball of yarn. And so this is our summer sweater class. This is the Aliso Creek top, which actually looks pretty great. Now, I don't know if you guys can see. And this is done in summer solstice. We have, I think, 2 weeks left, 1 class left. We just had class a couple of days ago. And so I have divided for the sleeves. I'm on the body. The body's all stockinette. And the sleeves, rather than do like a longer set of short sleeves, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up my stitches and do the ribbing. Because I realized, like, the way I wear summer sweaters, I want the shortest sleeve possible. So I've worked on that a little bit because this is a good, like, mindless, like, sit in the afternoon and have a drink and hard to screw up the stockinette too terribly much, although I've certainly done it in the past. So that's project number 1. Project number 2, which I have yet to work on, it's kind of hanging out right now, is my avalanche. I am on the sleeves. I'm on the sleeve, I should say. Here we go. Sleeve. Here's the avalanche top. I don't know if you guys can see very well. Let's hope it focuses. So I'm working on that. This one is, I'm just going to take my time on it over the summer because it's bulky wool and quite warm. So better to be done in air conditioning on, those crazy hot days. So I've got those 2 sweater projects. I have a skein of sock yarn hiding around upstairs. That's one of the sock yarns that we are carrying, and I don't know if it's out yet. So if it's not out yet, Amanda can cut right here and we'll save it for another week. But if it is out yet, it's the West Yorkshire's Spinners yarn. And I think I'm going to do some socks for me. And I might try toe up, heel flap, maybe the Flegel heel. I'm trying to do a bit of messing around because we have something coming later in the year that I want to really figure out what's the perfect afterthought heel for me. I mean, there's afterthought heels that are perfect for other people, but I'm super picky about how my heels fit. So I want the perfect afterthought heel. I want the perfect toe up heel. So I'm trying to do a bit of research, and I've talked to Seisha a bit about this, about the 2 of us putting our heads together and kind of coming up with a bunch of lists. And then maybe we'll do a little sock heel class. Here's a bunch of different heels you can do, because I think that could be really fun, because the heel turn itself doesn't take that long. It's the rest of the sock that takes a while. So we'll see how that goes. So this is going to be my first in the experiment of that. And what else do I have? Oh, I have one more project. This one is the crochet project that you guys saw for a little bit, but haven't seen in a while, because I am still on February, actually, when it comes to my temperature blanket. So this is my color card, my temperature ranges, which I fudged a little bit. Anything that's colder than a certain thing is just going here, and anything that's hotter is just going here. But here's where I've gotten so far. And my problem is that I'm very not good at doing a row a day. I need to do multiple rows a day, right? So I put it aside for a little bit, and now I'm playing catch up because I'm still in February. So realistically, did I really think that this blanket is going to get done by December? No, it's not going to get done by December. Will it get done by February next year? Yes. So as a reminder, this is my color palette. So this is the coldest, and as it gets warmer, and then it goes up here, and the hottest. And my color card just blew away, so hold on. Because if I lose this, I'm doomed. I mean, I did write it down somewhere else, too, just in case. So I'm going to tuck that in there. So I have this up here, which is also a good vacation project, although a little trickier to pack. Luckily, we drove up, so not that tricky. So those are my projects. I have no finished objects. None. I did bring my Soldotna up in case it was chilly during the evenings. And it has been cool during the evenings, but I wouldn't say chilly is the word yet. Although it's supposed to rain in a couple of days up here. Weather is so iffy up on the Cape. Not iffy, but the reports say what the reports say, but the reality is what the reality is. And so a lot of times they're oh, it's going to be 77. And you're wow, it feels hotter. Or they're it's partly cloudy, and it's partly cloudy over part of the Cape, but not over the part where we are. So I don't know. It's lovely. Love it. So I don't have much else to say. I'm trying to think. Oh, the one thing that I am going to try to do, and it depends on getting my act together and keeping the rest of the folks up here, my family, occupied, is there's a yarn store nearby that I'm going to go pop in and check out in Eastham. And I know there's a lovely yarn store in Provincetown that I've been to, so I'm going to try to go up there as well, because I do love the vacation shopping and getting a skein or something to remind you of a specific trip. I think that's always fun. I think it's great to support local yarn stores wherever you go. Ooh, the sun came out. I think it's great to support yarn stores wherever you go because local businesses are local businesses. I hope everybody's having a great time. I hope that everybody has joined Sock Bingo because I am super excited for that. Like, I can't win any prizes because I know what they are. But also, like, as owners and employees of Yarnia, we can't win the prizes, but that doesn't mean we can't participate. And so I kind of always need a little bit of pushing outside of my comfort zone when it comes to sock knitting. Left to my own devices, I will do a vanilla sock, top down, maybe a twisted rib, maybe not. Heel flap, I have partridge, a slightly longer heel flap, so I have a slightly longer gusset. And my gusset, I do every other row decreases and then every row decreases, or vice versa. I do every row decreases for about half of them and then every other row. So I have a more acute angle for the gusset. I'm not quite sure. It's a bit, I don't know. Geometry was never my strong suit. And then I do a standard wedge toe. So most of my hand knit socks are some variation of that. Some of them have I did like a little cable as a clockwork, which is like a little design that goes down the side by the angle. And one I did Hermione's everyday socks, which actually as a texture pattern is lovely and looks fantastic. It's great with a variegated yarn because it doesn't have too much going on. But I'm not a huge lace knitter for socks, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe because I'm easily distracted, and I can always pick up my vanilla socks, like no matter how long I've had them out. So I think the sock bingo will be good. It'll push me into a different mindset and kind of get me out of my comfort zone and into a couple of different sock yarns, and maybe I too will end up falling for the Helen Stewart patterns, and I can check with Amanda to see which ones in her finished ones I should also do. So let's see, anything else? In the meantime, I think next time I see you guys, I will be back in store with everybody. I hope everybody is staying cool and having a good time. And if you haven't already, download the Yarnia Sock Bingo and participate. It's super easy. It's super fun. And make some handmade socks. You won't necessarily wear them in the middle of July, but come September, you're going to be really grateful for those. So in the meantime, like and subscribe to us down below, and don't forget to follow us online. We are Shop Yarnia pretty much everywhere. We are Shop Yarnia on Instagram, on Ravelry, on Facebook, Snapchat, although I don't think Snapchat's around that much. And then don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter, because that's still going, and you'll get all kinds of information about everything new in the store. We send it out weekly, and that's really kind of like your first notice about everything, including classes. So go check it out. You can go to shopyarnia.com and then scroll to the bottom and throw in your email for the newsletter. And I hope everybody's having a great day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
So we're transitioning to whip.
Now it's whip transition. I love the way that the stitches, they look like they get bigger during the ruffle.
I know.
Which isn't a bad thing. No,
So
I like it.
this is Helen Stewart's picnic blanket socks, as opposed to
Sock Camp Picnic.
Sock Camp Picnic.
It's
right.
very summer, can you tell?
Yes, we have a theme.
Yeah, summer socks.
Summer socks.
So I had started this before Sock Bingo, so this one doesn't count for Sock Bingo. I finished it though, and I started the second one, and I'm almost through I'm in the middle of this third ruffle, so I made good progress on this. And after the third ruffle, it's just vanilla sock to the foot. Cool. And the reason I usually don't knit with variegated yarn, because I always have lace or cables or something, but this one
Perfect for it.
Pretty simple design, and you still can
that.
see it. It's
Exactly.
the design is kind of strong enough that it's coming through even with the speckles.
I love
it's a
the
nice
crystal
combo.
ball so much.
Yeah, this is
perfect.
spun right round crystal ball, I thought to me this it evokes like 80s slouchy socks.
Definitely, I get that vibe too. It's fun.
And I thought the crystal ball was a little 80s with those pops of neon.
Yeah, for sure.
So I thought that was, I think these pair really nicely. So that's fun.
I do love the spun around sock. I was,
it's perfect.
Kind of moving things around on the wall, the sock wall the other day, and I think I know the next one I'm going to use.
Do tell.
I think it is Drifter? No, Papa Wheelie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I may do a plain vanilla sock with that. We'll see.
Let me see about this sock. So again, Helen Stewart. I'm going to take a Helen Stewart hiatus after this. I promise. I knit something else. But one thing that I noticed with this yarn, because I did count the stitches on the foot, and I put it in my Ravelry, so I remember how many stitches I did on the foot. So I did 43 rows on my bees sock, right? The wild bees sock, which fits beautifully. And so I was like, great, after the gusset, I'm going to do 43 rows. And I did it, and I finished the toe, and it was too short. And I think because this is thinner yarn.
It is thinner
than the Tosh.
Yes,
and so my row gauge I have not
slightly
measured my row gauge, which would be useful information on this podcast. However, my sock fit suspicion is that my row gauge changed because of the
spun around
thickness
is
of the
thin
yarn.
enough that it changes the gauge.
Yeah.
Well, it made your gauge like tighter. It was nice.
So which is interesting, right? So that means that I was hoping I could always just count the number of rows on my foot, but I can't. So.
But since it's top down, you can slide it on. Oh, well,
yeah,
you can do that as well, right?
Yeah, I can. I have mine on the DP.
Yeah, if you have it spread across.
Yeah, and I'll talk more in our summer sock knit along about how I use DPNs, even though like all of Helen Stewart's patterns are written for Magic Loop. I have a specific way that I put my DPNs across the two, across what is written for two Magic Loop. So I don't have to use stitch markers in the, separate the row.
Yeah, keep the pattern.
But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. And so now I'm thinking about like, how do I measure? So maybe I should, now as we sit here, I'm thinking, you know what I should do is next time before I start the toe, put a little pencil mark on
that's
my
a good
sock
idea.
blocker. So
and
it's
slide it on and yeah.
What I do is, here, I'll show you my foot. I like the bone like right between like my bone on my right side of my foot and my pinky, like where the bottom of my pinky starts. That's where I start my toe decreases.
Yeah, so that's generally I usually
try
put
it on and I'm like, is it close to that?
That's what I generally do too. But I was thinking of like, is there a more scientific way to do this? Because sometimes I get ambitious and lie to myself as to how big this sock actually is, so I can just finish it up already.
Like the one last time you mentioned, that was 10 rows.
I found I'll show you a whip that I just started last night, but I found while I was looking for the yarn for that, I found the extra yarn from those socks, and I'm going to go back in and put 10 rows on each foot.
It's so funny. Will said like the most scientific, or he said, I'm totally butchering this, but he was like something, I don't know. Essentially, the sentiment was like trial and error is the scientific method.
Yeah,
that's true.
It really is.
Yeah.
Only if you track your hypothesis. So you make an educated guess first.
Actually,
See how it goes. Try it again. Refine your hypothesis.
Yes, refining.
Try it again. Yes, that is the scientific method.
Yeah. One thing I do with my socks, do you use printed patterns or you usually do things on a device? Like, do you kind of make notes as you go along?
Socks I do on a device.
I apologize. I'm checking because I need to go pick Gene up from the hospital soon, and I'm just seeing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is being released today, so I'm just trying to.
He's being released.
Yeah. So they're checking their phone for that. I have my phone on over here in case the pediatrician calls me and says that I can pick up camp forms. Because they have my forms and camp starts next week. And I don't have them yet, and Eric's going to get kicked out of Boy Scout camp.
Oh, no.
So I need those forms. I hate forms. Why can't we just have electronic medical records?
Yeah, really.
Please, world. Computer scientists of the world, unite. Give us EHR for camp forms.
That would be so much easier. So I tend to use paper patterns and make notes on them, which, I know not everybody does. Yeah. I do it pretty much for everything, and I do have my little kind of sock cheat sheet, which that is in here too. But I was actually following this pattern. Oh, because it was an afterthought heel. So yeah, I guess we're sort of into whips, right?
Yeah, we're totally into whips.
We transitioned to whips.
I have non-sock whips, so stay tuned.
Me too.
I don't. Yeah, I do actually. I do.
A sock. I finished the second toe of the kiwis.
And then you started something else.
And then I started something else, which you will see momentarily. But I don't have a sock.
So sorry, Haley.
So fun.
Oh my goodness.
I made my first shorties. I am using Tana Slavely's, what is the pattern called? Sorry, it's here.
Trusty
toe-up socks.
Oh,
so I think mine is just toe-up shorties, which I have done toe-up before. In fact, that's all I used to do.
Yeah,
but
that's what we did August 2020 when we were on vacation. We were like, we're forcing ourselves to make socks, and now here we are.
Making all the socks. But I loved, this is combat boots and baby doll dresses, one of the spun right round colors. And I loved it so much, I'm like, I want to, because the pattern, the socks I did in them was very...
The tidy whitey.
the tidy socks. Had, kind of a pattern that also disrupted the speckles.
Yeah, it does.
So I wanted to do something where you really could see the speckles.
We are very particular here.
Just a little bit. So, so...
Love those.
But basically I had like 35 grams left, so I knew I had to, because that was a full length sock with no contrast anything. So I got some gumballs. I got knitted wood gumball in Sunshine for the toe, and then
Raspberry milkshake.
Exactly, and I think it was the last one. Perhaps.
We've got. I see it in double bubble, but not in the gumballs.
Yeah.
The double bubble gets me every time. I'm like, oh yeah, we have this color, and then I look at the label. I'm like, never mind. Let me go back to the actual gumballs.
Yeah.
So basically, I finished the first one, and I was kind of working along, trying to, making sure I had enough yarn for the second one to make it the same.
Of the gumball.
Of everything. And that's one reason I haven't woven the ends in on this, because I actually think I am going to have a little bit more of the main color left, and I'm going to extend this a little bit. Yeah, because they are really short on me. Like they're like tennis socks. They're kind of like almost like the no-show. But I want them to be a little bit bigger than that. And also, I kind of wanted more of a light pink in there, so I'm going to add a light pink stripe in between the two bright colors, which I think will also tie it in to this color better.
I think the colors you picked are just awesome.
I think they're fun. They are fun, but it is so interesting when you, like the yellow definitely made all of the kind of orange and black and everything pop, but then the pink actually kind of toned it down again.
Yeah.
Because it's so intense. It's darker and intenser. So anyway, I want to extend it a little bit. I think this will be a nice bridge between those two, perfect. Which are...
And that is...
This is Bashful.
Bashful.
So... Yeah, so that is one of my whips right now.
Sneezy,
that is my one
sleepy,
sock whip.
Bashful.
And my summer sock
happy,
handbag.
Happy. That's 5. Grumpy. 6.
I don't remember.
There's 7.
I used to know them. But anyway.
My Little Pony names.
No, it is so interesting though how the...
No, I'm just like trying to not ruin my summer sock bingo.
The trick of doing one knit row around when you have
the ribbing.
A ribbing color change.
It makes a big difference, right?
It makes all the difference.
You can't even tell that it's a knit row around. You really cannot.
No.
It's insane.
No.
So do that.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyway, the reason I pulled these out originally was to say, this pattern says knit and stockinette until foot measures 2 inches shorter than desired measurement from the tip of toe to end of heel. I know if I do that, then it winds up being too long. Just because I am a loose knitter, I've gotten actually much tighter with socks. I'm really proud of how like my stitches look like normal sock stitches now. They really do. But
it takes practice.
It does, and I pull it. I mean, I have to use really good strong yarn because I pull every stitch.
Yeah.
But now I'm comfortable with that. It's fine. So I made a note on this to do 2.5 inches, like have it be 2.5 inches less, which actually is almost too much. I should make it 2.25. So refining always,
Yes,
right?
fine.
Yeah. We are using the scientific method and coming up with the perfect socks to fit our feet.
Grandpa Shark Doo-Doo.
You have to make the shark eating the foot sock.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think.
I think
Yeah.
Oh my
so.
goodness.
But that means I have to
saw them.
increase in knitting.
All right, maybe I'll make them. We'll see. Somebody's got to make them.
I'm just scared of it because I haven't done it yet. It's okay.
You can do it. You can do it. So should we talk about? It was so funny. We've been making all these socks, which I hadn't been a sock knitter until pretty recently. Haley was really exclusively a crocheter until really recently. And then last night after, I had promised myself I was going to start my rocket
like
tee before
3
the
weeks in a row.
podcast. Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to do it. And Haley hadn't been doing any crochet, so last night after she finished one of these socks,
my toe of the kiwi.
we looked at each other and we're like, oh my gosh, the universe has flipped again.
The balance has been realigned.
Yeah,
And I
back.
crocheted and you were knitting a sweater.
So hand me my bag. So yes, I
Oh, you
did
started your rock.
finally start my rocket tee, which I have been wanting to do for so long. I swatched for this like 2 months ago.
Yeah, if you go back in the
and-
episodes, you can see which one, because then we talked about how the twist
Remember you
and then the...
Yeah, exactly. We talked about the twist and the yarn and everything.
Oh, I
So-
love the Noro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I know, me too. This one.
this
up here.
is...
You can't see it, but it's great.
Which one is it
again?
again?
It won't fall this time. I've learned my lesson. Ta!
It is...
I got the tag. Color 1, Lot A.
But which one is it again?
Kakigori.
Kakagori, that's it. I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't Tsubame, I knew it wasn't
Oh,
Kanzashi.
it says Kakigori is a Japanese shaved ice dessert.
Yes.
Here you go.
So very, very summery.
Yeah.
And I'm using that with
Yes, the summer theme.
LRA Denim DK
Oh, that's a
in
good
natural.
match.
Yeah, I really it's
love
one of
them
those things.
together.
When you start a sweater like too late in the season, I want to be able to wear it during the season. So at this
Well,
point,
actually, I saw a note from Knitter to Knitter. I forget who posted it. It might have been Nitty Natty, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere on the internets. You're not too late for the season.
I know you're early for the next
year.
season. That's
Basically.
what I tell people all the time. Here, it's true. It's like
That's my philosophy on
You gotta have the
On this-
positive framing
Yeah.
so your brain doesn't
any sweaters
lose.
that I'm still knitting on now. Mm-hmm. My wool vest, perfect for fall.
it is exactly. You're going to be so prepared. The first cool day, you are
Exactly.
ready. Yep.
With a crisp white shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get to that.
So one of the reasons I was sort of sock obsessed and focused, I will say, but the other thing is that I, not realizing that there was a DK version of this pattern, bought the fingering version because that was what the customer
Alas.
in the store who showed it to me and was looking for fingering. I was like, oh yes, I'm going to make that. I bought the pattern that day, which I never usually do. I'm usually like really ready to cast on and then I buy it. So I found out later there was a DK version, but I had already started doing the math to figure out how to adjust the gauge. So all of this is why, I just wanted to reconfirm my math and everything
Yeah.
before I cast on. So
I will link the DK version below.
yeah,
We will save you the experience.
I'm using the fingering adjusted to my gauge, which actually, crazily enough, usually when I go from a swatch to the full object, often I get a tad looser.
Yeah.
And
me
I
too.
think most people do. I think it's a normal thing. When you're working on something small, you're just more focused, more concentrated on it.
But then you start
and then
a
you start working
sweater.
on the big object. This time, my gauge is actually tighter.
What?
The balance has been unaligned.
Yeah, really. It's all that sock knitting and all that pulling my stitches, I guess. So, because truly, it's got to be a good 2 months since I made that swatch.
Right, yeah.
It's
I
many
remember.
episodes ago. Remember where I showed it to Jen? And
It's great.
yeah. So I don't know. I may wind up having to pull all this out.
No.
But it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. I want a sweater that's going to fit me.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And basically, I'm gonna go a little bit further, and then I'm probably gonna get it to the point where I would join, and then
Did
put
you
it on.
wash your swatch?
I did, and also that is the thing, because normally I'm such a loose knitter. My stuff is like the garment will loosen more than the swatch does, especially
Right,
yeah. So that may still happen. maybe I'll actually even put this on a cord and wash this.
Yeah.
That's maybe I'll do that before
That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah,
especially
before
cotton
I join it in the round.
doesn't have the
It
crimp of
loosens
wool.
more,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
once it
It
washes,
does
it
floof out.
relaxes.
Yeah.
It's more than wool. Wool like comes back.
It'll
eventually.
spring
Yeah.
back, exactly. Cotton
once
doesn't
it
spring
goes
back
out,
in that
it just
way.
kind of-
So anyway, so we'll
More
see.
state.
I may wind up redoing this, but my goal last night was to get three stripes done. I got
And
my
you
3
did it.
stripes done.
We completed a goal.
Yes, and I love the colors. It made me realize how much I do love this, and I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to wearing it. So that will encourage me to keep working on it.
Yeah.
Yep, and this one has like colors. This
Oh my
category
gosh.
has like colors
Sort of
mixed
sherbety
all
colors,
through, right?
yeah.
Like
It is, yeah.
It's
unlike
different.
It's not-
some Nora where it's
yeah.
like you got the stripy slow transition. This
Yeah.
one's more multicolor all the way
Mixed.
through.
It's blended all the way
It's like
through.
those crayons that
Yeah, like
are
here's the black one. Here's a
bits
purple one.
melted all together.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
So it's really kind of a cool twist on Noro in that way. It's like
Yeah.
it's still many colors, but as Amanda said, not sort of in chunks, but sprinkled throughout.
Yeah.
But at the same time, oh my goodness.
I used to have a dog that ate crayons.
Ah!
Yeah, yeah.
I loved the smell of crayons when I was little. I loved
Thoughts,
smell
the
of crayons.
thoughts, yes.
But you will see actually, like I noticed as I was knitting on this, it still does transition. Like each section has kind
It's
of a
more
tone.
like a blue and
It's
then
like a sort of a
orange.
yellowy
Yeah.
cast, and then this part has like a blue cast.
They couldn't
So-
stray from their
It's really
brand.
cool actually. It's
Yeah.
really cool the way, even though it is quite different, it still has that like long transition
yeah. You can
sort of
kind of see
effect.
here. This is blue.
It's
I don't
almost
know.
like-
It's probably too far, but this is a blue chunk. This
Yeah.
is a cool chunk. This is a warm chunk.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like long transitions with speckles. That's
But
sort
other
of
ones, I
how
think that
it's-
one is the more neutrally based. So
Yes.
you see that.
Yeah,
come through.
exactly.
And
Yeah. The other ones are
don't
more.
have-
Yeah.
The background of the other ones are more. like-
Doesn't change as much.
This one actually looks like I don't know what they're called, but they the eggs, the Easter candy eggs that are they're
yes!
not Cadbury eggs, but they're the malt ones.
The malt ones, I know.
That's what this is.
Yeah, Brock's
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
Brock's
I have
candy
no
eggs or
idea.
something.
I love those
But
eggs.
Yeah.
If you
please
like
comment
Whoppers,
below if you
you'll like
know
Oh, yeah.
the name.
They're my mother's
please
favorite candy.
comment
Whoppers.
below.
Really?
She loves those. I do
Please,
too.
the
I love
name of
malt.
the egg candy, please. We want that very badly. I've been searching for it. for
So,
years.
what
Oh,
were you
gosh.
working on last night to reset the balance of the,
The
universe?
balance. Well,
Oh,
it
I started
was-
something last night too.
Cool. It just
So,
it was
we'll
so
talk about
funny
that.
though. Like all the socks, and then it's like I'm knitting a sweater, she's crocheting a hat. Like woohoo! Where are we?
But it's funny because with the balance has been restored to the universe, Appa hat. And if you've watched Avatar, that's like the point of the show: restore balance to the universe.
Yeah.
there. I didn't know that.
So Appa hat.
That's so awesome.
It's
So
so cute.
I'm gonna put a picture of who Appa is here.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Well, we'll do Appa and Momo too because I want to make a Momo ears for Halloween.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
if
goodness,
Will
that'd be
wears
super cute.
this if Will wears the Appa hat and I'm Momo,
And you
You'll-
guys, you'll
you'll
trick or
understand.
treat both at Mount Holyoke and UMass Amherst.
yes, I'm sure all the college students trick or treat in Massachusetts. So it's a tiny bit small, but basically, I did some research yesterday as I was working on this. I did.
And there is no
first-
pattern. You freehanded
I
this.
freehanded this because I couldn't find.
Because that's what you do.
They were
which
all
is
like
fine.
sewn with
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fleece type fabric. Like,
Yeah,
they
it's
weren't
fine.
really crocheted ones. There were, but there wasn't a pattern I could find.
Right.
People just made their own. So
Like-
I did the same thing. So in my research, the first iteration of this last night, I looked like I was wearing an eggshell on my
You
head.
did. It was really. I should have taken some
I should have
pictures.
taken a picture. So that was the one that had too many increases was 5 stitches in between the increases. At
Oh, yeah.
6 increase points. This is 3, which was an accident. I meant to do 4, but I think 4 is the way to go. But at the same time,
so-
with my Instagram research yesterday, as I was taking out the eggshell hat, which could be a good Halloween costume if you wanted to be a
Oh.
little chicken and egg.
That could be a good
you know.
Animal Crossing inspired costume.
Yeah.
There's
Oh
the-
my gosh,
the chick
yeah.
egg. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, as I was taking that out, I did some more Instagram research, and basically it looks like people were wearing them like on top of their heads, a la me.
Oh.
So like it.
I think it would still. I would.
I'm gonna
prefer
I'm
it.
gonna go back to 4
Yeah,
stitches
make
in
it a
between
little
the
bit
increases.
bigger, so
but
it's-
I got the right shape. I got the right shape.
Yes.
So basically, I did 4 stitches in between the increase for this, 3 stitches in between the increases for this circle, you do one round where you only go through one loop to make kind of like an edge, like a cliff, and then go straight down for about 5 to 6 rows, and then I increased.
That is straight down because it does look a little belled. It shapes your head when you put it on, kind of.
That's just the way crochet goes. It is straight down, but it doesn't, so. And then for the brim, I did 3 rows of increasing, where the first one I did increase, single crochet, increase, so an increase every
stitch.
Yes, with 2 stitches in between for the whole round, because you want it to go out a lot more quickly. And for the second round I did the same thing, increase, 2 stitches in between, increase. So for the the third round I did 3 stitches in between the increases. So just to make it out enough, but not wavy.
Right. Cool.
We don't want to make, it's not a polygon, but whatever the geometric. I've seen people do crochet geometric where they just increase in every stitch for as much as they possibly can go, and like, it was a really cool geometry lesson. So yeah, cool. I love it. And so I wanted to talk about the for real, because it is so freaking soft. It is so perfect for this.
How is it to crochet?
So this is, I wanted to
did
discuss.
you bring it? Did you bring the other thing?
So I wanted to discuss, because it was a bit of faith, trust, and pixie dust going with but it always is with like this type of yarn.
Because I did the big shawl,
and that was
big
knitted.
cowl.
It was knitted, and you can't actually see where you're going.
Yeah, you have to kind of feel.
Like knitting in the dark.
It is like knitting in the dark. So.
Or crochet.
But both.
So it is.
It looks so
it is
nice
a lot
that it
of
does look like
faith,
fur.
trust, and pixie dust going into the stitches, especially in the increases in the small. I was like, I am just hoping I'm doing it and it'll make a circle.
Well, that's the good thing about crochet is it won't fall apart.
Yeah.
Even if you missed one.
Even if you miss one, it'll just small it a little bit, which is small it? That's not
It'll make it smaller.
That's not a verb. It is to me. My words.
But you will have to write this pattern up, because I can see this being
I'll
the
do
hat
a blog
of the fall.
post. Yeah.
Like, because this is going to be super, super cute.
Yeah.
That's
very fun.
it's the fur which everybody loves.
It's perfect. And you don't have to do an oppa hat. You can just do the colorful
Just a bucket
ones.
hat, yeah.
Obviously no cruelty.
Right.
Cruelty
For
free.
sure.
Because it's
So
for
Alright.
real fake fur.
And so,
it's
but
just like it's a shape you don't see, that I think looks so good on people's heads that maybe don't like the beanie shape.
Yeah, I don't like the way hats look on me, but I don't know what this looks like.
It's cute.
But so the cord, I guess you could say, the like internal, the center of this yarn is definitely thick enough to, you can, if you pull the fur down, you can see it actually, but it is, you can feel it when you're working with it. It is.
You can and you're working with a big hook, right?
I did a 6mm J hook.
Yeah, so you can,
which is actually,
the loops are big enough.
The ball band suggests
that you can
and
feel
like
where the hole is that
I
you're supposed
did
to go.
want to do a much denser one and much denser gauge than they said, which they suggest for crochet 9 to 16mm. Which I did
that may be to make it drapey. But
yeah, exactly. Drapey, so I did much thicker than that, but we wanted to show.
Oh my goodness!
Classic, the most classic.
How old were you when I made this for you?
Probably 5, if that. So this
eyelash yarn.
This is what
from the Cape, Jen. It's from Ben Franklin in Chatham.
Wow.
So this is what we're comparing for real to, which for real
this was a nightmare to work. This
takes years off of one's life.
Well, and look what a mess. I mean, and also
you can fit your hand through.
I got stung by a bee while I was making this. I was sitting there knitting on the beach at Schoolhouse Pond. We I don't know if we were at that pond or friends of ours were at that pond anyway.
Probably
we
Monica
were.
And
I think that was our pond actually. But anyway, we're sitting on the beach, Haley was playing in the water with some friends and everything, and I'm knitting this thing, And all of a sudden, this bee comes right on my knuckle and stings me
While you're
I'm knitting. So I couldn't knit for like 2 days. It was really bad.
Here it is.
But anyway, yeah.
It's a bracelet.
This stuff was impossible to join.
So,
it just is so slippery and.
Yes. So
but
this
the for real is not
exactly.
like
It's not,
exactly. We're showing you how technology has progressed.
If you have traumatic
early
experience
exactly.
from this,
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
This is so fine. Like compared
crazy.
to
I love that
regular
you still have
eyelashes.
this.
Yeah. So.
And of course, she had to have like 2-inch stripes, right? That was,
yeah,
I'm sure
of course.
I was told exactly what this should look like.
Oh, this didn't color change?
Oh no,
No,
this
is
all
6 different colors.
Aren't I a good
Oh,
mother?
you are.
But isn't it
She's the
so
only one. It's easy to
2000s?
cater to all of her whims.
Look how cute! So 2000s I am.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Very
You're like
good.
iCarly.
Yes, I
Oh,
am.
totally iCarly. Yeah.
So, yes, if eyelash yarn has taken years off your life, you will be fine with for real. That's the lesson here. That's what I wanted to show. But I'm glad we could show this because it deserves to have its moment.
Thank you.
But yeah.
All right, Amanda, what do you have on
you
your
see what I
needles
started
or hooks?
at
Definitely.
11 o'clock last night?
Yes,
That's so funny. I
we
can't
were
believe
all working
started things last
simultaneous.
night. Oh, I had promised myself. I had planned to do it for the last episode, and I didn't. I'm like, I can't let another episode go by without starting the sweater.
So I love making magazine. I've been a subscriber for several years. I've got a lot of them at home, and I just love them. They're awesome inspiration.
Beautiful. Yeah.
There's knitting patterns in here, sewing, weaving, crochet, quilting, a little cooking sometimes. Great articles. So I love these. This is such good inspiration. And one thing I like about magazines. So we just started carrying Making Magazine. We have their most recent issue, Dawn, in store. One thing I like about magazines is I also love scrolling through patterns on Ravelry to see what's trending, what's hot right now. But I feel like when you do that, it's almost like the crowdsourced version of what's cool now and what did people like last week, right? Whereas the job of magazine editors is to think about what's emerging, right? What's new that you haven't seen on Ravelry yet. Right? That's me. Nope. That might be our friends at Ancient Arts. I hope not. Because that would mean our box is stuck in customs somewhere. I'll deal with that another day. Not the doctor. Another time.
Another minute.
But anyway, so I was looking through Dawn, which is the newest one.
I love the cover.
Which came out really recently.
Yeah.
Right, it was like
very recently.
In
Yeah.
June,
I always, the cover looks like, sorry to interrupt, the cover looks like I wanted to always paint a cross stitch thing on a wall, and that looks like...
Oh, just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. So, well, they do have these coasters too, these little quilted coasters.
Yeah.
Right, which is like an afternoon project. This is the size of thing that I love. They always have like a smaller sewing project.
Yeah.
It's on the back too. They're
so
little
cute.
Quilted coasters. They have a maker's bag in here.
Oh, fun.
Project bag, like how to
Nice.
sew it. That's really nice. What else? Oh, and this little patched wallet, which is super cute. And I've got some old, like, fat quarters from downstairs that I'm thinking
that would be perfect.
it would be awesome for those. So anyway, but what they also have is the Sunset Purse, which is a crocheted purse.
Cool.
That's what this is a close-up of on the front.
Yes.
And it uses, I was like, that looks so cool. So they used fingering weight cotton, but the technique.
Is it the one where you like crochet over it and kind of make like a cord?
Yeah, it's a tapestry crochet technique with a single crochet stitch. And so I was like, I gotta see how this works.
Cool.
So
Did you start that?
I started it. That's what I started late at night. Oh my gosh. So I started it. Yeah, I didn't get very far in it because I started at 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I when I saw it, I was like, there we go. There's the outside of it. So I finished one round of the solid and then one round of the first half round of crochet. So right now I've got a necklace. But it's like really denser than single crochet would otherwise be.
Cool.
And it's going to be nice heavy fabric. So
yeah, you're making like like tapestry basically.
It's basically like if you have ever done friendship bracelets and done Chinese staircase, it's essentially that. Where you're working the stitch around the rest of the threads, so you don't have to like worry about ends.
I was also
carry everything along.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I thought that it would be a little bit complex to do, but it's actually not.
That's
it is
how
like how you
That's how I do
crochet
my ends.
in your ends.
I just crochet over ends.
Right.
I never weave in crochet ends, but it's the same technique.
I've never done that.
I love that.
It's super cool.
Yeah, very fun.
So what I did for the colors, because I was doing this late at night, and I sort of, when I saw this, I had a shawl that I made before we were podcasting.
I recognize that yarn. Yeah.
I had a shawl that I made before we were podcasting, the Jane Jacobs shawl, that was in I Knit New York.
I feel like you might have talked about that on the podcast.
Maybe I did.
I think you might have. Yeah.
Was
The one you lost, right?
Yeah. I lost it. The parks in New York.
Yeah. I feel like you did.
Maybe if I did, I'll link that episode below.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
I
was really
love
nice.
that shawl.
Yeah.
You lost it?
It
There's no idea where it went.
disappeared.
So sad.
I'm concerned it might have walked out the store, which would be very sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, because I can't find it at home anywhere, I thought it was in the store, and when we moved, I was like, I'm gonna find that shawl.
Yeah. No.
Didn't happen. So I thought this is a good opportunity to use those yarns, because you it's a tapestry pattern, so all of them are going to show up together. I used these 3 yarns in that shawl, which are like awesome and spectacular. This one is La Bien Aimée. These 2 are Backyard Fiberworks.
Yep, from a trunk show we had.
Here. These 2 are the leftovers from my Garden State shawl.
Yes.
Right? And then this one is, I had it last night. This is from the
12 Days of Winter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost looks like
It's Rhythm Knits, is it?
Rhythm Knits, thank you. I knew it last night, and then today I was like, what is that? Yeah, but I had 2 little leftover balls of Rhythm Knits, so I think this is enough to do this bag. So
I love
and I think they all go together really nicely.
Yeah, no, that's the perfect kind of like camouflagey, like.
Yeah, isn't that cool? And so there's a chart, you just follow the chart. The pattern's the same on the front and the back.
Oh, that's smart.
So yeah, and then it's just like makes like a little fold over bag.
I love
This could be a
it.
very long-term project because I have other things that I have to get done.
And
but
color work always,
but I wanted to.
There we go.
I wanted to make this. I really like the technique. I wanted to try the technique.
It's cool.
It looks beautiful.
So sometimes I start patterns that it's going to take me a long time because I want to try the technique at the beginning.
Yeah. That's so. And I actually love having an in the background kind of project.
I have a lot
really
of in the background projects. I have my complicated lace shawl that's in the background, and I have my eternal blanket.
Actually,
my Rowan blanket that's also in the background.
One of my in the backgrounds is that black sweater that I started like 2 years ago.
Oh,
that I said
we were like, we'll work on it in the summer.
Well, it'll be ready for fall.
The summer is the perfect time to work on it because
the
knitting with black yarn, it's like I'm knitting it. It's Sugarbush Gold, but I'm knitting it at a DK gauge, and I don't know, it's a lot of stockinette in black, so definitely outdoor light is the best way to see it. So, but I was thinking about it recently, and I need to. Well, I should have time at home.
Before the Rocketee was cast on.
I know, but we're gonna have a recuperating patient, so we're not doing a lot of traveling or anything.
After July 5th, I'm getting all 4 wisdom teeth out.
Oh my god!
Even my marble one, the doctor said that this one is literally a sphere.
Oh my goodness!
Which she's never seen before.
Oh, don't you love it when doctors tell you they've never seen something before?
Yeah, they were like, you have an extra little nerve there. That's interesting. It should be fine.
You have
the Bonsola sweater by Anne Michelle Fillon.
Let me see.
It is gorgeous.
Oh, that is really
pretty.
Yeah.
No, they do a really good job. I mean, I think pom pom by hand making. They all have different aesthetics, but they do a really good job of curating. Things that you have not seen on Ravelry.
I think it must be the twisted rib. The twisted rib always gets me.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So
Oh my gosh.
don't want to rush anyone, but you have a call in 10
I have a
minutes.
call in 10
We
minutes.
need to go to the hospital to pick Gene up soon. And we have other things we want to tell you about. So
Yes.
More things.
I do. Okay, I've got to decide what I want to talk about. I think I will save for next time my parents' sweater.
Oh, good idea. Yes,
Because-
you give them
Yes,
good
their
time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did swatch for my mom's. I love it. I found a really good solution for the fabric.
Yay.
And I will tell you real quick about a baby present that I'm working on.
Yay.
So I have 3 friends having babies. I don't think any of them watch this podcast, so they're fine. Yeah, in the spirit of printing out patterns, it's a sweater, so I print it out. I'm making the Petite Knit Teddy Bear sweater.
Love
which,
that. So cute.
Yes.
Somebody on Knit Night said that I could put in the card from my teddy bear to your teddy bear.
Yeah.
So, the pattern calls for a fingering weight yarn held with a silk mohair.
For a baby.
For a baby, yeah, who's going to puke on it. So,
Not a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, it looks beautiful. I'm sure it's delightfully cozy.
It would be like a one-wear item, though, honestly.
Yeah, or if you don't mind hand washing regularly, right? Like you're gonna hand wash it after every wear.
Yeah,
basically,
pretty
'cause
much, yeah.
If you've ever had a baby infant, right, you have to wash the clothes that they wear pretty much every day.
Almost every hour sometimes.
Because, yeah, even if they don't like spit up, they're just like constantly drooling.
They
So
drool.
the whole
They're
lot-
liquids.
Bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Babies.
So with that in mind, I got a second skein because I'm gonna need a second skein for the first sweater. But I'm using King Cole Cherished.
Yeah.
Perfect
Which
for
is-
baby sweaters. It really
Throw it in the
is
machine,
just-
Yeah.
wash it on hot, dry it with all your other clothes,
Yeah.
looks pristine.
Looks great.
It does
Never
every
pills.
single. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I have sweaters
It
that I
is
made for Charlie
the
that
ease.
looks like I just knit them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They're spectacular. So that's what I'm making this on. It also is the perfect teddy bear
perfect.
color.
So
It is
cute.
perfect.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So,
Love
yeah,
it.
I finished
Oh
the
my
body in
gosh.
like a day and a half.
Yeah, that's
And
one of those
then-
things about making a baby sweater.
yeah.
We
And,
watched Knitting Natty yesterday, and she
Yeah,
just
she
did.
has a new. There's a new app called Bellish where you
Oh.
like design. It like writes the pattern. You design it right on the app and do like the little
We'll have
categories in
to.
it,
We'll have to.
and it
look
Yeah.
at
does it writes the pattern for you.
Did she try it?
Yeah,
She did.
So she
yeah,
made a little baby sweater.
She did,
So
and it was the same thing. Well, she finished it in a couple of days.
Yeah,
It's
we're
just
like,
so
what are you
different
working
knitting a
on,
baby sweater
Emily?
than an adult sweater.
Yeah, I did this last week, so this is Thursday and Friday.
So
And then
cute.
I didn't have time over the weekend to work on this,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll finish it up this week. So basically, it's a plain vanilla sweater, and then in the pattern there are very detailed instructions on how to embroider the little
Face.
bear face
Baby bear
on it.
face.
So I'm making this 3 times. We'll see how long it takes.
Are you going to make it the same color every time?
Yes,
Or?
this
yes,
is 3
it's the
boys.
perfect.
It's 1
I
August
did-
boy and 2 September boys.
I also
Oh,
like the
baby.
white version for the polar bear though too. I
That's
think that's
That's
very
cute.
That's
oh,
really
and there
fun.
should be like a panda one with the sleeves a different color.
my But also
Harvey loves pandas.
white.
You can make Harvey one.
Yeah, you could. But it goes up to like
loves
size
pandas.
7 or something like that.
That would be cute.
Loves pandas.
Yeah, it goes.
calls them
Look,
candies.
there's like
Aw, so
multiple sizes for
I
this.
might
That'd be
have
fun.
to. Oh my gosh, if I knit a sweater,
Yeah. The one thing I will say about this sweater, so if you're a brand new sweater knitter and you're like, that looks like a plain vanilla sweater, it is. It does have short rows while you're doing the raglan increases at the beginning. So that's just something to be aware of. If you've never done
Just a
short
little
rows.
bit more focus on those rows.
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
that just-
it's a good practice. It's a
beginning,
great
yeah.
gauge.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do short rows and try it out, right? This is a great pattern to try it out on because
it's itty bitty.
it goes really fast. And if you mess it up, you have lost like, 30 minutes of your life instead
Yeah.
of 4 hours
Yeah.
as you might for an adult size sweater.
Yeah.
So you do back and forth short rows at the beginning. They're really well formed. And that's where they come up here. And then,
Yeah. It's
so
great.
yeah.
It's adorable. Perfect classic baby sweater.
If you don't want to do short rows, you can do the flax by Tin Can Knits, and then also get this pattern for the
And do
teddy
the
bear
embroidery.
embroidery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another
Go
option.
for it. That's like one of those, what do they call it?
Collab.
Partially homemade. Right? It's like, mix them up.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that's what I'm working on. I'll probably have that as a finished object next time with pictures of Teddy. Don't tell the recipients that Teddy's going to be the model for you guys. But I want you to see
It's
how
perfectly appropriate that Teddy would be
Oh,
the model. Yeah. So one thing we have not done yet is talk about our winner from last episode.
My goodness!
Which we absolutely need to do. We got like 5 minutes left.
I'll put a note in the beginning to wait to the end for winners.
Yeah,
and
we might
prizes.
even put like a timestamp. Maybe.
Yeah. So our winner from last episode, who wins the EcoWash bag of her choice from what we have in stock, is Linda Clad. Linda, thank you for commenting. We're so glad that you've joined the Yarnia family too, and hope you'll play along sock bingo with us. And
those soak bags are awesome.
They
are awesome. And so
I got another one.
Yeah, email us at hello@shopyarnia.com. Let us know your mailing address, and we can get that out to you.
And which color.
And which color. They are on the website. I'm pretty sure they're on.
Yeah, I'll put a link below.
Be in touch. We'll
we'll discuss.
I feel like we did. So the other thing we wanted to talk to you about, and which is our giveaway for this episode, and we'll do this for 2 people, is Skein coats. So you want to hold some of those up?
Do you want me to get the one that you have? Or is it in here?
It's right in here.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we'll
Is
show
that a
you
gingham
all.
one? No.
It is where? No, this
So-
one is the fruits.
Skein coats, and sorry we're crinkling. It's so
Sorry,
funny.
Crinkling.
Haley and I are so much more podcast attuned now. We know about the crinkling.
Apologies for the crinks.
Apologies.
Play it on
Crinkling.
repeat as ASMR at night.
So, Skein coats are these adorable little jackets for your yarn. And some people make them. That is something you can do. But I personally would rather spend my knitting and crochet time making my final things and buy a Skein coat. So, they're great. They are $8. They're now on our website. They are by, I believe it's Precious Knits.
Yep.
I know the
says
maker.
so.
Skein coats are just a way to keep your yarn corralled. I put well, it's true. Even for socks, like when I was knitting these socks, actually, I had half balls because I split my yarn. What I did was I took the Skein coat and I folded it in half so that it wasn't so tall, and also that extra.
And it's even more.
It pulls it in more too. But this is perfect for any kind of 100-gram ball. It keeps it from tangling if you're using multiple colors, or even if you're not.
Yeah.
It just is a nice little way to keep your yarn sort of organized.
When I was knitting this teddy bear sweater, the cherished comes in a skein already, but I was center pulling, and when I got toward the end, it was just like collapsing.
Yarn barf.
Yeah,
No,
so
it's
I
just,
had to
like,
rewind it. But these keep it like all together, keep constant pressure on the outside, so that you can continue to pull center pull all the way to the end and not spend 20 minutes rewinding your
True.
skein.
Exactly, because again, we'd rather
I
be
might take one of
crafting than. So I think we've got a dozen, like 12 or 14 different prints of these. I got the orangey one, of course, Saturday Night Fever. Haley got some of the blue ones.
I got the tie-dye blue one.
For the tie-dye blue?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, they're so cute. So these are only $8. They are on our website, but we would like to give 2 of these away to 2 people who comment. And what did we say we wanted them to tell us about?
Maybe some podcast suggestions.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about some podcasts today, which I will link below.
We did,
we did.
But why don't you let us know if you have another favorite podcast?
Yeah, for sure.
I have a whole long list. You can email me, Haley@shopyarnia if you want.
No, just comment below. Comment.
No,
I'm
I'm saying I have a list.
You want the
I want to add to my list because we are always like sitting down and we're like, let's look up something new. So we want more suggestions.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but if you want my list right now, email me at Haley@shopyarnia.
And one of my favorites that we haven't talked about today is The Fat Squirrel Speaks. I love Amy Beth so much.
Yes,
she is
I love her.
A hoot and a half. Just love her.
A hoot and a half.
So
I love her.
Which is one of your favorites, Amanda, that we haven't talked about today?
Roxanne Richardson. Tuesday, Technique Tuesday, and Casual Fridays. Gotta subscribe.
All right.
Subscribe to her podcast.
I will do that.
You'll learn so much.
Yeah, I've definitely. I've watched some of her tutorials. She is really, really good.
Super good.
Do you have a fave that we haven't talked about today?
Yes, I do. So I think I'll mention Lottie and Albert, which is I followed her on Instagram for a long time. She doesn't do podcasts anymore, but she has like a YouTube channel that you can go back a backlog. She's doing more boxes now. She has her own subscription box.
Oh, wow.
And it's a crochet subscription box.
So fun.
So she's in the UK. Her name is Lindsay Noons. So her Instagram and YouTube is Lottie and Albert.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Love her.
So, yeah, so we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what some of your favorites are. We hope we're one of your favorites too. Theo. So, anyway, great talking with you again.
Thank you.
And-
Comment below to
Yep.
answer the giveaway.
Yep, and to let us know anything else you want to let us know.
And thank you for watching.
Thank
Thank
so
you
much.
for watching.
We hope you like and subscribe if you haven't already. And have a great couple of weeks, and we will be back again with you soon.
With crochet
And don't
socks.
forget Sock Bingo.
Yep.
Yes, sock bingo.
bingo.
Download your board if you haven't.
Hashtag posts.
Yarnia
Yarnia
Sock
sock
Bingo.
bingo because we love seeing them. And you get entered into more giveaways.
Yep.
More prizes.
More prizes.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.